guys, it's time for another episode. The market as a whole got better, and XRP got close to $3. Yesterday, it went as low as $2.82. Since then, there has been a small drop. XRP's price has stayed pretty steady over the past day and is now selling at about 290 cents. However, in this latest XRP Insider, I'll tell you what a number of XRP chart experts think. And you'll notice that some of them really think that XRP is now in a location where it can return. However, that doesn't always mean it will happen today. A lot of people who study charts think it's about to happen. As I already said, XRP is worth but early yesterday morning, it dropped as low as $112,558 and sent shockwaves through the Bitcoin market. Oh my God, social media. It doesn't make sense to feel afraid here. I'm going to keep pressing on that. How many price drops have there been since cryptocurrency first came out? Each one makes people go crazy and have emotional breakdowns. People, you don't have to. We will keep going in the right direction. You should take a break now and then. Michael knows about cryptocurrencies. This is what he wrote. He said, "Everyone is calling for another big crash. They never learn. I'll always say that we don't know for sure what will happen, especially in the short run. But when the market gets this crazy and this many people are yelling, it's the end of the world. Things often get better after that." That's what I say because most of the time, the people are wrong, especially when it comes to extremes. So even though we might go down, past trends show that we are likely to keep going up, even if we do go down. The market cycle is still going on, so we're not done yet. If we really are on top of everything, that has never happened before and is very strange. From now on, people will just act differently. They aren't going to move Bitcoin income to other businesses. They are no longer greedy. There is no longer any greed in people. It is no longer in human DNA. People, hurry up. Another thing to look at is global liquidity, also known as global M2. It has recently hit an all-time high, and you already know that Bitcoin, and by extension, the whole class of crypto assets, is about 12 weeks behind. Why wouldn't it keep going down? It does almost always. There are many reasons for this, so he is right. For the others, here is the Bitcoin chart as well. We'll talk about altcoins that are worth about Bitcoin, but aren't in the top 10 coins by market size. The hashtag altcoins was made by chart expert Mustache. Did you know that for more than 4 years, altcoins have been making a falling wedge? Hold on, we haven't seen anything yet? One thing I always say is that markets bottom, and sometimes it takes a very long time for that to happen. Give me a moment because I'm going to talk about this in more depth in a moment in this video, but that's just the truth, especially when it comes to Ethereum and XRP. There is a real thing called an accumulation range. Sometimes it's much longer than you'd like, but the breaks are in place. Okay, we need to act like adults. You can do things that we can't. All right, but you can't change when the market moves. Don't stress over things you can't change. When it happens, you'll either be found out or you won't. You have no say in when it goes. That's the right way to do it. Things could go very badly, and we might not even know we're in a bear market right now. Going to terms with the fact that you can't change it will take a few more years. That's not true, I think. There is no way I could believe that we are about to enter a bear market. Now things will start to go wrong. That doesn't make sense at all. Then this time is different because I would be shocked. I have no doubt at all that the famous last words are really famous last words. The rules for altcoins have been set up, and I'm sure they will become very popular. They took a stand in line to do it. It's pretty clear. Well, this post comes from trustworthy Bitcoin chart animals. Yesterday, I put up a movie of this, but I want to say it again. This is taking place for a reason. As long as the $105,000 isn't lost or stolen. He said it with thought. I think it would be very strange if $105,000 was broken. This person was probably talking about Bitcoin because it would slow things down a bit. Taking into account where we are in the cycle, it seems likely that prices will rise very quickly over the next few weeks and months. This fits better with what I thought would happen. Okay. That caught my attention because blockchain supporters just yesterday talked about that Bitcoin price level. That being said, I think those two are two of the best chart analysts in the whole Bitcoin market. In a nutshell, the fan of blockchain was asked, what makes you think that the top is in for Bitcoin? Then what does that mean for XRP? He pretty much said that Bitcoin will reach its highest point in this market cycle if it goes below about $105,000. The fact that he said that made me think of this credible crypto piece right away caught my attention. Credible crypto got the mood of it. I just read it to you. You have two of the best analysts in the field by yourselves, he told her. That would be pretty strange, yes. Their conversation is about the same level, and they both say, that'd be a little sketch. Luckily, neither of them thinks that's the most likely thing that will happen. The backer of blockchain was only saying it's a question of whether it happened. Then he would say, yeah, I think the top for Bitcoin is in. What's even more interesting, and maybe even scarier, is that he said that if that were the case, if that were the peak for Bitcoin, he would start to seriously think that the peak for XRP might also be in this market cycle. So if that were the case, he would really think about it. Since July, which was just about a month ago, he really thinks that was the peak of this XRP market cycle. To be clear, the person who supports blockchain doesn't think that, but he didn't say that. Basically, he's just answering a question about what needs to happen for him to start to lose faith in that market. I can't even begin to describe how shocked I would be if that really is the height. Besides that, I don't believe it is. I don't. It just wouldn't make sense for many reasons. We'll talk about a few more of them in the rest of this video. After missing the last market cycle, XRP hit a new all-time high of 3